Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we're back for some more of the Yokai Watch 3 Let's Play. And before I go and start talking about what happened in the last episode, off recording, I decided to head back to the Dream Wheel, the cranky kind machine that was happening here in the BBQ area, and I decided to go and use the blue coins to hopefully at least try to pick up with the other specialty yokai for the legendary yokai that we do need to be unlocked, which that is going to be known as Recuperate. We are currently missing right now for that said legendary yokai is by the yokai names of Dr. Nocturne and Claudzilla, and unfortunately I wasn't unable to go and pick him up from there because he is a first win prize, and unfortunately they don't really give you the best amount of the different gold spaces within that dream wheel, and sometimes you kind of have to be really lucky if you ever do run upon on a fever dream or something like that, where it can actually open up with a little bit more of the different gold spaces of that said dream wheel. But unfortunately that did not really go on and happen from there. But I will go and try out again, and hopefully off recording I can at least try to pick up with one of those type of specialty yokai to get Recuperate finally added on into our team, because I do want to go and at least try to pick up one of the legendary yokai before I go and finish off with this said series. If not, then that's totally fine as well too, but we're going to try our best. Now if you guys do recall, we are going to try to reach on our way into where the scrapyard is going to be, but unfortunately doing a little bit of some research is that we can't really go and head on into that way just yet, because we have to go and speak on over to Mr. Goodsight and battle out on some sort of type of different yokai here, so that we can at least be able to get that watch rank C. And right now we're going to be battling out with the Wright brothers out here, and we're going to be trying out the new Inflammaboy, of course. If you guys did miss out during the last one, well, I did go and show you guys during our dream wheel spin that I did pick up with one of those said other yokai for what we do need for Recuperate. I think one of the last of the ranking S yokai out here for that, and that was of course going to be with the Inflammaboy. I thought I was going to have to go and do some sort of fusion and something around with there with the well, with the other type of other yokai that is back over in the Bluebell Forest, which that was with the Unbelievable Boy there. But at least the good thing is that we do have this S ranking yokai here, and I do have to say that this S ranking yokai is very fun, and just having that fire ability just to go and have those fire spaces around and get the extra bird damage is going to be very nice for that. So now we're going to have to go and battle with this Rocky Balboa guy. I know that we've already seen him from before, back in our way of the Bluebell Forest during the pre-type of way before heading on into the Agent X and Executor battle there. And we actually got to go and see what his battle is all about there, and we already went and knocked him out, no problem. So there we go, and that's all been taken care of, and now all that we have left is the BBQ Devil, and where he's going to be located at is going to be somewhere around in the Southmont area, right? So we're going to have to go and check around there. Yeah, we never really went and headed into much of these type of alleyways before, right? And at least we're getting to go and check around with these here now. There is some other different type of like ranking of the D and the E type of yokais around over here, but I'm not going to really worry about going to show you guys all that too much about with all the yokais here. But if you ever do want to go and pick up with any of those said yokai, you can if you want to. But now we're going to go and try out with Mythion out here with the blaster. And the cool thing about with having Mythion is that this thing is like somewhat of like a homing device. So basically what we can go and do is that we can just kind of just lock onto this at any type of given point in time without ever having to go and kind of really go out of our way to like point our aimer right at this medallion here. It kind of just already kind of does it for us. So that's pretty nice. And just like that, BBQ Devil is done and finished with that yokai blaster. And as I did say previously from before, is that I can't wait till we start getting some upgrades for this blaster, because I think there is going to be some new weapons out here for us to go and use for that later. Alright, so there we go. We battled all three. It's time to go and head back to East Pine, and let's go and see what that's going to be happening from there. Now, did I ever go and mention around within the 2 episodes, we are going to be doing some Twilight Princess HD, because of course we are going to be doing that here as well. Twilight Princess HD, we are going to have to go and pick up with the Master Sword out of all stuff, and meet up with the Skull Kid. That's going to be there as well too. So I'm not really a big fan of the Skull Kid battle, because sometimes it can be somewhat a little bit annoying with this guy having to like, well, basically teleport around within the whole entire area of that Lost Woods type of place that we're going to have to to do. Now, there is one thing that's going to be very, very tricky if you don't really know how the code of the puzzle works, but there is like a set type of statue puzzle where you kind of have to move around a little bit with the wolf link at the statues, and during that time, if you can at least piece out the statues and move them into their correct spot, then you should at least be able to access the Master Sword from there afterwards. But I do have the code with me as well, so I do know what it is. It's just that I can't really remember off the top of my head all that too much, because there's a lot of different movement that you have to go and do there. But hey, look at that, we got some of the medium EXP orbs, so maybe we'll potentially go and use that for a flammable and try to boost them up a little bit more. And let's see what we're going to go and grab there. Mini EXP orbs. Alright, we're getting a whole bunch of EXP orbs for this. So that's pretty handy. Alright, so back to the scrapyard we go. And we're going to have to go and talk on over here to Buck. And we have to look for some sort of spring. And that says spring is going to be meant for our raft, because it looks like we're going to be crafted up our rafting a little bit more throughout here. Now, if you guys remember, we did see this Rake Sea type of spot before, but now it's finally activated in here, and now we can go and do some exploration if we need to. Now, there is a ladder around within this way. It's kind of hard to go and see, but it's just around in the corner there. And just like that, looks like we got ourselves with the Poppin' Hopper. Okay. Now, there is a special type of, like, I guess a grotto or some sort of cave that we're going to have to go and move on into for what the next location is with our raft around within the secret base area. Now, there is going to be a certain yokai that I don't really know exactly on who the name of this yokai is going to be. I don't know if we could ever be able to go and add him within our medallions as well later. But he'll be making his appearance and trying to break the fourth wall while we're here. Because I always kind of like whenever games ever decide to go and break the fourth wall. Kind of like what happened in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And I think there were some other games as well, but I can't really remember off the top of my head. Alright, so there we go. So, with all that being said, Buck already went and put that there. And now, let's go and move on into the mini game of the rafting once again. But I will show you guys for exactly where we need to go to. So I won't be showing you exactly everything that goes on within this said cave, but I'll show you where the starting point's going to be, though. Alright, so headed on over there. If you guys do see all those arrows that are kind of like up in the air, well, since we do have now with the actual said Poppin' Hopper here, all that we do need is some extra boosting, and just like that we can hop right on over, and here we go. And now we can finally go and start off with this said another type of racing mini game out here again with the raft. And there's the cave, just right down there. Now, there's going to be some new type of creatures that are going to be showing up. So instead of it having alligators in this area, there is going to now be bats going to be showing up. And they're really not all that too difficult. If you can line up your hits properly with using the A button, you have no problem at all whatsoever. But there is some of those weird blocks in the cave, which we can't really go and do just yet. So maybe later on, we'll probably find another type of upgrade for this said raft. And then we can go and finally check around with more of what this type of grotto or cave is going to be here. Yeah, so this is Grumblers Grotto. So this is kind of like another type of like ruiny type of area, just like how before in Steve Jaws area, we kind of saw that was all like all ancient ruins and stuff. Whoa, what the heck? Who's this guy? Yeah, so this is the dude that I was saying that there's a strange yokai that's going to try to break the fourth wall. Well, this is the yokai right here in question. All that we really know about what his name is just that his name is just Noah. It's just as well, basically as a question mark.
No way.
So now he wants us to go and choose exactly on who we're going to be having as our hero. So are we going to be having Silver Lining, or are we going to have Little Charmer? Well, if you guys do know, we have Silver Lining for both of our two characters out here. We do not have a Little Charmer yet, so we are going to have to go and pick up a Little Charmer there.
Cool.
Alright, so there we go. Well, hey, you. Yes, that is me. This guy over here. Just making everybody kind of question exactly what he's saying out here. But he's talking to us, though. The actual character. Alright, and he's out of here. Okay, then. Huh. What a strange individual, huh? You know, we've been meeting up with some very strange yokai lately, and he's another one of those guys right there. Well, we are getting ourselves closer to the end of this episode, and currently, for when we go and head on inside the actual grotto itself, it's going to be super, super, super pitch dark in here. Can't even see nothing that's going to be happening within our way. But Buck does have one thing that's going to be up his sleeve, and that is, of course, going to have to be with using a torch. That is going to happen here. So things are going to be a little bit nicer heading on into this way without it being, like, super dark in this area. So there we go. And all taken care of with that. But we will have to go and save this area for the next time of Yokai Watch 3. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one for when we go and continue on with more of Yokai Watch 3. And hopefully you guys stay tuned for Twilight Princess. And of course, peace.